What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. You won't believe what's happening to imported goods from overseas now because of Trump tariffs. I'll give you the details here on that in this video. As well as Trump says an economic slowdown could be coming. I'll give you the details on that. What Trump says about the price of eggs, I'll let you hear it directly from him. That's interesting. And people losing rental assistance, I'll give you the details on that, or what could be coming. And an executive order on Social Security. All the details on all of that and more in this video. That's right, so let's jump right in. We are live right now here on the YouTube It's Jimmy Show. Let me know if you can see and hear me. Type yes in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. You can let me know your city, state, or even your country, as we have people tuning in here from all around the globe. Don't forget to hit that like button for me, and if you haven't yet, subscribe down below so you don't miss out on future videos. It's completely free to do so, and help me reach 500,000 subscribers. Click the bell icon so you get notifications. And take a look here. We got a lot going on here. Here's the first story. Okay, Trump tariffs lead to a surge of companies parking imports in tax-free foreign trade zones. As companies are waiting to see what might happen with tariffs being imported, these are American companies even, that are importing their goods and waiting to see if the tariffs might be lowered and trying to figure out what might happen. Foreign trade zones and bonded warehouses are specifically designated secured storage or manufacturing sites approved by U.S. Customs that allow for temporary avoidance of tariffs. And the Trump administration is announcing fees on Chinese ships docking at U.S. ports. The U.S. government began investigating China's dominance in the shipbuilding industry, where it manufactures as much as 75 to 80% of fleets during the Biden administration. Steep levies on Chinese-made ships arriving at U.S. ports have been proposed, up to as much as $1.5 million as part of a plan to bring more ship manufacturing back to the U.S., a policy which actually has bipartisan support. But you can already see the writing on the wall. Imagine if they had a tariff of $1.5 million every time a Chinese ship came into port. How much that would raise the price on Americans for products, Americans buying the products, if there was a $1.5 million tariff or $1 million fee for ships to dock in the U.S. Remember, President Donald Trump actually complained about American ships paying exorbitant fees going through the Panama Canal. So remember that adds on to the price that Americans pay as well, or anybody. All these fees just add on to the price that humans pay for goods everywhere. So all these fees just raise the price that humans are paying for goods everywhere. It's just jacking up inflation. Yeah. Trump warns of economic slowdown unless Fed cuts rates, triggering massive sell-off here that we've continued to see in the stock market. Remember, 72% of Americans own stocks, whether it's through their 401k, their IRA, their retirement fund, their pension, or just money in the stock market. And we see this worldwide as well. As more and more people put money in the stock market to grow, but we are seeing a temporary downturn. So we are seeing that, and honestly, a lot of it is because of the news on the tariffs, albeit it's probably temporary. And, again, if you look at long-term, if you've been watching my channel for a while, we look at a 5-year trend. Again, you look at this 5-year trend, you see this dip here now we know that stocks, 5 years, the stock market's up 88.5%, that includes this dip here. That's largely due to tariff news. So we're still up over 88%, including this dip here at the end. And you still see the trend that goes up, somewhere around a 45-degree angle over the course of time. If you look at a larger graph here that goes back to 1985, so what is that? That's 25 years, 35 years, 40 years or something like that. The S&P 500 here is up 29,100%. So again, just staying invested with your whatever your money is. If it's your retirement money, your money you're saving for a house, for a car, anything. Over the last 40 years, the S&P 500 is up 29,000%. And that includes this drop, that includes the drop for the pandemic, 1987, the Great Recession. It includes all the different drops. Because again, you don't know when the market's going to drop, when the market's going to go up, when the market's going to go down. So most people that, know what they're doing, you'd have to just stay invested through the dips and the ups and downs. In fact, when the market goes down, it's the best buying opportunity. Buy low, sell high. Let me know your thoughts on that. Next up, Trump says that the price of eggs have gone down so much that, well, here's what he has to say.
And the egg prices are down 87%. But nobody talks about that. You can have all the eggs you want. We have too many eggs. In fact, if anything, the prices are getting too low. So I just want to let you know, prices are down. Gasoline yesterday in 3 states hit $1.98 a gallon. And it looks like it's at a level that it hasn't seen since my days, my 4 years. So it's about I'd say maybe, I think we're going to be averaging $2.25 very soon. So I just want to let you know, though, because I keep hearing about prices and inflation. Prices are coming down, not going up. Only the fake news says they're going up. The only thing that's even are interest rates. And if we had a Fed chairman that understood what he was doing, interest rates would be coming down too. He should bring them down. Yeah, please.
So let me know your thoughts on that. President Donald Trump says egg prices are too low. Let me know your thoughts on that there in the comment sections. If a dozen eggs was $5 at the high, I know a lot of egg prices were higher than that, and they were down 87%, like he says, that would mean that egg prices should be 65 cents where you are for a dozen eggs. He said they were down 87%. So if egg prices were $5 a dozen, and they went down by 87%, like he said, that would mean that they should be 65 cents for a dozen eggs. So just doing the math there, he said they're down by 87%. So, yeah, the math's not really adding up. But you guys let me know your thoughts. Honestly, we all know that President Donald Trump doesn't go grocery shopping. He just doesn't go into the grocery store and buy the groceries. So, yeah. Next up, 60,000 Americans to lose their rental assistance and risk eviction unless Congress acts. So here is the details on this. This is through a U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development program that will leave tens of thousands of Americans across the country scrambling to pay their rent unless this program is renewed by Congress. It would be the largest one-time loss of rental assistance in the U.S., analysts say, and ensuring evictions would churn these people after several years of rebuilding their lives back on the street or back into abusive relationships. Quote, to have it stop would completely upend all progress that they've made. and you multiply that by 59,000 households. The program's future rests with Congress. The program launched by 2020 in 2021 as part of backed by then President Biden as part of the pandemic era rescue plan was allocated $5 billion to help pull people out of homelessness. But with ballooning cost of rent, the $5 billion will end faster than expected. Last month, HUD sent letters to groups dispersing money, advising them to manage your EHV program with the expectation that no additional funding from HUD will be forthcoming. The program's future rests with Congress, which could decide to add money as it crafts the federal budget. But it's a relatively expensive project at a time when Republicans who control Congress are dead set on cutting federal spending to afford tax cuts. Quote, "We've been told it's very much going to be an uphill fight," said Kim Johnson, the public policy manager at the National Low Income Housing Coalition. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think will happen? And I will keep you up to date. Now, President Donald Trump makes an executive order here. This is on whitehouse.gov, preventing illegal aliens from obtaining Social Security benefits. Let me know your thoughts here on the in the comments here. This will probably shore up money in the Social Security trust fund. Here's what it says. Subject, preventing illegal aliens from obtaining Social Security benefits. By authority invested in me as president by the Constitution and laws of the United States, I hereby direct Section 1, responsibility for determining eligibility for public benefits, as set forth in Executive Order 14218, ending taxpayer subsidization of open borders for federal law, Title 4 of the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act of 1996, and principles of sound administration demand that taxpayer-funded benefits be provided only to eligible persons and not encourage or reward illegal immigration to the United States. This interest is especially compelling with respect to Social Security Act benefits, which demand strict policing of fraud, waste, and abuse to ensure future eligible individuals receive the benefit to which they are entitled. Consequently, this memorandum gives additional direction for implementing Executive Order 14218 with regard to Social Security Act programs. The Secretary of Labor, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, and the Commissioner of Social Security, in consultation with the Secretary of Homeland Security as necessary, shall take all reasonable measures with application law to ensure ineligible aliens are not receiving funds from the Social Security Act programs. Such measures shall include promulgating any necessary guidance or regulations regarding Social Security Act funds to the extent appropriate and consulting with law, prioritizing civil or administration enforcement actions against states, localities, or other similar grantees or subgrantees that do not take adequate measures to verify eligibility, stop payments to deceased or otherwise ineligible payees or other preventative ineligible aliens from receiving funds from Social Security Act programs. The Attorney General and Commissioner of Social Security shall cooperate to detail and credentials such as Special Assistant United States Attorney as are necessary to expand the Social Security Administration's full-time fraud prosecutor program to at least 50 United States Attorney offices by October 1st, 2025. Likewise, the Attorney General and Secretary of Health and Human Services shall cooperate to establish a similar fraud prosecutor program utilizing special assistance United States attorneys with regard to programs administered by the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services which shall operate in at least 15 United States Attorney offices by October 1st, 2025. Details in both programs shall emphasize prosecutions of identity theft and beneficiary side fraud. To the extent feasible, the Attorney General and Secretary of Health and Human Services, or the Commissioner of Social Security, as applicable, shall prioritize assigning new detailees in both programs to the 10 United States Attorney offices whose jurisdictions encompass the largest known populations of illegal aliens and determined by Security Homeland Services. Yeah, so you guys can let me know your thoughts on that in the comments section. Also, if you're on Medicare, I want to tell you guys, a lot of my viewers have been telling me thank you so much because Chapter Medicare, our partner, has recently told me that our average viewer who has signed up with them or contacted them has been saving about $1,100 by switching with them, because they are actually able to scan through all the Medicare providers. So they can actually save you up to $1,100 on average, because they can scan through all the Medicare, Medicare Advantage, Medicare Part D providers and save you on average around $1,100. So they can get you a lot of benefits, if you guys know what I mean here. So I'll put a phone number on the screen or a pinned comment link down below. If you or any of your loved ones are on Medicare, Medicare Advantage, Medicare Part D, you should call the phone number on the screen or click the pinned comment link down below, because they just might be able to save you on average up to $1,100, which is amazing. So, and it's completely free to talk to them. They don't charge you anything. So call that phone number or click that link down below, and I will keep you up to date. Click here to see $1,000 Trump stimulus checks available now, or click here to see major Social Security changes that just happened. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.